Okay, let us start the class. In Java, today we will try to understand exception handling. I am commenting here exception handling. So first of all, let me explain what is exception handling. So these two forward slashes means for single line comments. If I want to keep multi-line comments, so every line I need to keep forward slash. So these are called single line comments. If I want to keep multi-line comments, simply you keep forward slash star starting and end of the lines, at the end of suppose 3, 4, 5 lines are there. If you want to keep all these 5 lines multi-line comments, forward slash star at the starting, at the ending, star forward slash. So whatever the lines you will keep here, so they will be under commenting. Okay, so that line of code will not be read by Java compiler. Okay, that line of code will be skipped. So exception handling means it is a mechanism, a way. It is a mechanism or way to handle the flow of, simply you understand that flow of program. Okay, flow of program or application or app. So what do you mean? Try to understand this. Exception handling, it is a way, a mechanism by that we can handle the flow of program. Flow of program or app. Flow of program means, suppose here some lines of code they have been written. Suppose how many lines of code here? From 6 lines, because these are the comment section, na? So some lines of code written here from 6 to 17 lines. So if exception occurs at 11th line, so there is a stop. So if 11th line there is an exception, exception is what? Abnormal condition. Exception means as per dictionary term, exception means abnormal condition. So when that abnormal condition occurs at the runtime, when it occurs, that abnormal condition occurs at runtime. So what is runtime? Okay, so we can say that exception handling, it is a mechanism, otherwise way to handle the runtime errors, okay, runtime errors, to continue the flow of program. This definition is very suitable. So exception handling, a way to handle the runtime errors so that flow of program being continued, flow of program being run. Okay, so exception means abnormal condition occurs at runtime. So that is what. So you try to understand what is. First of all, we need to understand two terms here. What is runtime errors? Runtime error. This is very important. I told you that exception handling, it is normal dictionary meaning abnormal conditions. So what is abnormal condition? So an event, exception is an event, occurs as an object. Okay, so that object will be thrown. That object will be thrown thrown as an exception. Okay, as an exception. Try to understand. So exception, it is an event, occurs as an object, so that will be thrown as an exception. Try to understand. So this exception, handling is a way to handle the runtime errors, okay, so that the flow of program can be managed. Flow of program. So flow of program, here try to understand what is flow of program. As I told you that how many lines of code, these are two default lines here, okay, default statements. After that, whatever from 11 to 18 you have written the code. How many statements from 11 to 18? 7 statements you have written. So at 14th statement, exception is there. So that time what happened? The normal flow of program disrupted here, discontinued. So the program, the flow will not go ahead. So next line of statement will not be executed. Next line of statement will not be executed. So execution stops at 13. Execution and compilation, two terms we need to understand here. What is execution and what is compilation? Try to focus your concentration what I am saying that. So whenever this much of code from 11 to 18th line, 17th, 18th line statements have been written. So at the time of execution, so flow of control, flow of execution stops at 13th line, wherever the error is there, exception is there, at the time of execution, not at the time of compilation. You need to understand two words here. Compilation is what, execution is what. I am going to explain that. So compilation, what? Try to understand. So compilation means source code will be converted into machine code. That is called compilation. Machine code or object code or object code. Compilation is a process. Here source code will be converted into machine code, otherwise object code, otherwise 0, 1, otherwise 0, 1. Understand? It is a compilation. So who will do this operation? Compiler. The compiler do this operation. Compiler converts the source code into machine code or object code, otherwise 0, 1, otherwise binary code. Binary code, all are equal. Binary code, machine language, 0, 1, binary digits, object code, everything is okay. So compiler will do this. Okay, compiler converts that source code into binary. What is source code? Whatever the instructions we write in a programming, high-level programming languages such as your C, C++, C#, Python, Java. These are called high-level programming language. Whatever the statements written by the programmer as a human being we are writing, they are called the source code, because we can understand these English-like instructions, English-like statements. Okay. So next, execution. Execution is what? Try to understand. Execution. At compilation, what happened? Your source code, English-like statement converted into machine language. Machine language means machine code, object code, 0, 1. These all statements converted into 0, 1. So but at compilation, result will not be given. So for what purpose?